Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome to Titanic. Didn't I call it Titanic as well the last time? Titanic Monarch Zone, which is actually the final stage in Sonic Mania. Well, the would-be final stage, I suppose. Technically, there is like a final stage as usual, but you need all the Chaos Emeralds to be able to unlock it. What the story will be with the Chaos Emeralds is, as of yet, unclear. There are two possibilities. Either I'll succeed in finding a special stage in Titanic Monarch. Jeez, that was dangerous. In Titanic Monarch Zone, and succeed in getting the 7th Chaos Emerald, which means that after the regular final boss, we'll just go straight to we'll just go straight to the actual final stage or whatever. Or, I mean, I'm not going to stress out too much about it. If it turns out that I can't find a special stage, then I'll just grind and get the 7th one after we finish the game and after we can do level select or whatever, and then I'll just play through Titanic Monarch again to be able to show the final stage. It's not going to be that big a deal, so we'll get there, we'll do it somehow. Might I say, actually, these bee badniks, I actually think they're really cool. They're irritating, but they're cool at the same time, if you know what I mean. Wait a second, I think there's actually one up here. But you need Tails to get it, which is Tails or Knuckles. I presume Knuckles would be able to get it as well. That's one thing I haven't really been showing off, actually, is the death dropping off. And they actually included it in Sonic Forces as well. Wait a second, what if I go down here? This looks like somewhere where there might be one. I'm not sure though. That's the thing, a lot of the time it's oh well, if you just look for places that are out of the way, well, then you're going to be able to find them. Now, what if I, use this? What if I use this and go back up here? This is the way you have to be thinking, because it's they'll put them in, out of the way places is what it is. Now, how do you fly with Tails again? Because I think what you can actually do is... what is it again? Here, like this. You can actually fly with Tails up onto... No, I didn't want that at all. I wanted to keep the flame shield. I want to try this once. I want to try this once. But apparently I'm after screwing myself getting it, so I'm just gonna give up on that. That actually probably would have worked because it's actually just up there. It's actually only just up there in the... you just have to go up into the ceiling, so that actually probably would have worked with the lightning thing. Because I have seen it there before. As I say though, it's not going to be that big a deal if it turns out that I can't get it on screen. Well, I'm going to get it on screen. I've shown every single other one on screen at this stage, so it'd be dumb not to show it on screen. But, you know, as I said, it'd be kind of cool if, can I get this, please? It'd be kind of cool if I were able to just, go straight through and break on through to the other side, if you know what I mean. I'm just gonna stop you before you start, mister. These things always make me nervous because of the way the squash mechanics work. The squashed it! I should have got him out of the way as well, is what I should have done. Because those bees are actually, they're annoying, but they're a cool badnik. Basically what will happen is, they'll shoot out that thing, and you either have to kill them or else get far enough away from them before it closes in and gets you. And it's just a really original... It's just a really, original idea for a badnik, if you ask me. It's just cool. Jeez, I'm, all, out of breath. I don't know why I'm, always, out of breath when I record this. It's very, unnerving. is what it is. I haven't. Jeez, I didn't even know that could happen. I got stuck there. It's like I should like I better like get my head in the game if this is going to be the final episode of Let's Play Sonic Mania, which it might be, for all I know. I actually got Sonic Forces, and let me just say this much. Let me just say this much. I would like to die. Let me just say this much. That game is cool. Like it's one of those games where when I read like I've kind of been like slightly hyped for it the whole time. But then when I started seeing like reviews of it, I was like, wait a second, do people like not like this game? How could you not like this game? And then I got it. And funny story, when I got it, I actually when I got it, I actually got like a discount on it, because what happened was I had it like pre-ordered, but like I got mixed up. I thought that I had it like pre-ordered to mail to me at work, so it didn't get there. And then it wasn't and then I checked like the order number to see, because usually they'll like send you an email and be like, oh, they'll send you an email and be like, oh, well, this is like ready now, or this is like on the way, or some shit like that. But they didn't this time. So like I was, oh look, a little turtle came out of the turtle, how cute. Geez, that didn't work well at all. But yeah, they didn't do that, so I checked it, and then I remembered, oh, actually, I like ordered it to collect in store. So actually, of course, it was never going to be delivered. It was going to like be collect in store. So like then it was actually like the day after it launched. So it launched on like it launched on like November 7th, but by the time I noticed that, it was already like going to be November 8th by the time, jeez, it was already going to be November 8th by the time I got it. So I went in on before work on the morning of November 8th to be able to pick it up. I'm just gonna try and do it this way. It's easier. And your man was like, oh, I think we just got it in today. He was like, oh, I think we just got it in today. So I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, oh yeah, sorry, we only got it in today. So what we can do is we can give you like a discount of €10 on it. This boss is just as pitiful as it was in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so no worries there. So yeah, so that means like I got a 10% €10 discount for something that I didn't even know, for a reason that I didn't even know was a reason. So that kind of way, like I didn't even know that the problem he was giving me the discount for, I didn't even know that it was a problem, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it was just like a moment of serendipity. And what you can actually do with this guy, because what'll happen is like the gravity will like start screwing you up or whatever. But sometimes what you can do is like just get like stuck on top of him, like this. Like that's like when the gravity is like going your way, you can get like stuck on top of him, because you won't be able to hit him unless like the elevator is going down. Because otherwise like the gravity will keep you from being able to hit him. But you can actually get stuck on top of him and just wipe him out in about 5 seconds if you're lucky. So yeah, we're actually on to Titanik Monarch Zone Act 2, which is ridiculous. It's actually a really cool design for a level, because I'm not really sure how I should describe it. Like, obviously it's kind of like a Death Egg kind of a level, but it kind of has like this strange, like, it kind of has like, don't ask me why I did that. That was a terrible idea. I actually almost made it, but still, that doesn't keep that from being a terrible idea. I don't know what happened there. I jumped out of the wagon when it wasn't even finished. Yeah, so like it's like like obviously it's kind of like a Death Egg kind of an atmosphere, but at the same time it has kind of like a weird almost like circusy kind of a feel about it. Like obviously it's just like Dr. Robotnik's hood or whatever, basically. I don't know what other way I should describe it. But like basically it has this really cool kind of like color scheme and everything like that, and like with the rails and everything. It's just, I don't know, it's just a cool kind of an atmosphere is what I want to say, basically. Oh fuck, that was like ridiculously close there. I was like, I didn't even want to think about that. No, I didn't want to do Blue Sphere. I don't want to do this. Leave me alone. Get me out of here. Watch out, I'll probably go ahead and get it. Oh no, I won't, because this is like... why did they even turn into rings there? I don't understand what's going on. What is my life? I love this music though. Like, how can you not, like... love this music? It's just so kind of, I don't know, beautiful. Oh, that's how you do them. I never knew that. I never knew you could, like, do them that way. Okay, well, I guess you do learn something new every day. Anyway, that's Blue Sphere. I almost actually finished it that time. There were only like 12 little balls left. So yeah, Sonic Forces, if you, let's put it this way, if you liked Sonic Colors and you liked Sonic Generations, there's no reason why you shouldn't like Sonic Forces, because it's just as good as either of the two of those games, if not better, is what I'd like to say. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it that's really cool. Like, it's just got a really cool, cool way about it. It's really well put together. And as I say, it's just as good as any of those, as any of the other two, which are like the current best like 3D Sonic games that there are, if you know what I mean. So I really don't understand what everyone's griping about. I think the custom character levels are really fun, and I just don't get what the big problem is what I'd like to say, I suppose. I don't know what I'm doing here. Basically, with this place, it's kind of like a complicated level, I suppose. Like, you'll have, like look, now, like, that bottom left one is, like, blocked off. Like, basically what happens is, like, you have, like, these 4 quadrants, and each of the 4 of these will have, like, one level for you to do. Like, one little, like, piece of the puzzle, I suppose is what I want to say. And then, like each of these levels would have like one little piece of the puzzle, and then when you have like all 4 of them done, then you can like get through to the final boss, is basically what it is. So basically once we do like each of these 4 quadrants, then we'll be done here and we'll be going straight on to the final boss. This is the part I was telling you about, where the crush mechanics, until I stopped being a dumb, were just killing me over and over again. It was ridiculous, because actually there's like a very simple way to do it. All you have to do is like wait more, but obviously, apparently I just didn't have the patience. Apparently I just didn't have the patience to be able to do it properly, because it just kept murderizing me, basically. Jeez, okay, well that's crazy. But yeah, it's just like the crush mechanics, they can be a little bit tricky, I suppose, is what I want to say at that point. Just be patient. Patient is the only thing I can say about that. It's like, be patient is very good advice, but the waiting makes me curious. Okay, wait a second, isn't there like... I thought that there's like one of these things that there's like a secret passage in as well. Successfully downloaded update data for snipper clips. That's another brilliant game. It's like, how could you not like snipper clips? It's so good. Like, I swear, like, we got snipper clips, and when we played, like, my brother and I, and we have, like, I have never laughed my ass off so much playing playing a 2-player game, like when we played that, it's just so ridiculous. It just has like that really important like fun aspect that I think games like that really should have, if you know what I mean. Okay, well that was wrong. See, that's what'll happen if you do that's what'll happen if you fall into that like pink mist, I suppose. Is you'll end up having to like do a part of the level again, like that, and you'll just keep like looping around and around. So actually, like, your biggest enemy generally in this stage overall is just like running out of time, because like, as you can see, we're already up to like 5 minutes on the clock. They're like long stages, and we still have like another quadrant to do. So it's like, if you didn't know what you were doing and you weren't like an experienced player, not to say that I'm like an expert or anything, but I played like my fair share of Sonic games to be able to claim that I know what I'm doing, like, chances are you're going to be quite stuck for time by the time you get to the boss. And actually, like, there's the possibility that you won't even get to the boss on time, that you'll end up like dying before you get there. Okay, wait a second. That looked like suspicious there, but I'm probably after like missing my chance. That looked like somewhere where there might be like a special stage up there. Did you see the way there was like do you see the way there were like more things that you could get to up there? Get out of here. Again, I love those bee badniks. They're just a really cool idea. They're just so simple. They're just so simple but so effective, like, to that kind of way, and I think that's what a badnik is supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be a really simple design, mostly based on some sort of animal or something, that's just original and fits into the stage well. That's just original, fits into the stage well, doesn't seem out of place, and presents some sort of a unique challenge, and I just think that's exactly what, like, those guys are, those bees. But yeah, that one actually went off without a hitch. Here we are, actually onto the final boss of Titanik Monarch Zone. And you have to look at the background, like, back there. Just rewind the video back and have a look at it, because you had this really cool kind of like stained glass window back there. This really cool kind of like stained glass window back there with all of the hard-boiled heavies. But now it's about high time that we took on Dr. Robotnik here. And the key to this guy is pretty much just take your time, like, don't rush into it, because like you'll end up regretting it, is basically what's going to happen. So yeah, just wait until those, like, because those tentacles, when they're electrified, obviously you can't touch them, or you lose like your rings. And then he'll like send down the missiles, he'll bring these hands in, and what these crystal hand things will do is they'll basically just like bring in a copy of one of the hard-boiled heavies to give you a hard time. You can't like beat them or anything like that, you just have to like wait it out. And actually they're generally what's going to give you the most aggro during the whole situation. And basically what we're trying to do is like take out those like 4 arms, and you can actually get in like 2 hits on him if you can. You can actually get in like 2 hits in on him if you manage to like stay over there, is what I'm trying to say. Now this is obviously like the heavy ninja, and I've discovered that actually staying here in the middle that's like scarily close there, but if you stay here in the middle, like after the first round, then he actually can't hit you, because you just come over here to the right hand side, to the opposite side of where he is. You just like come over to like the opposite side of where he is, and then he can't get you. So I'm going to stay here on the left of him, so that if he does go down, well, I did. There I go and like do the opposite of what I said I was going to do, because actually if you like stay on the opposite, if you stay on the side of him where like he has like the tentacles, where he has like the tentacles already broken, then a lot of the time you can actually manage to get in like multiple hits on him, like here, like that. And it actually makes it like quite easy. Like he'll probably like get in another. Oh wait, I might actually get him here. like this. No! I'm pretty sure he only has like one hit on him, so all I have to do is survive this hard-boiled heavy, and then I pretty much got him. Which, that's actually like one of the most difficult ones to avoid, because it's like, how do you know when he's going to get you, or which cup he's going to be like jumping out of. But oh my god, my heart is actually beating here. There he was, one more hit and I would have got him. Jeez. Oh my god, so we actually beat Dr. Robotnik. And he throws a tantrum in like classic fashion. We did it, guys. We did it, yay. And Knuckles, obviously our commander-in-chief, is waiting there to take us to safety. We see that beautiful stained glass window in the background again. So yeah, that was Titanik Monarch Zone. Here we have another beautiful animation in celebration of our destruction of Dr. Robotnik's death egg. Oh, and 3 heroes who saved the day stand proud and tall. Knuckles being his badass self as per usual. That's another cool thing about Sonic Forces, is like the way that they're after, like, Knuckles' character is really cool again. Like, they're after like the way Knuckles, like, for a long time they're going in the direction of like, oh, he's just a big bonehead, or he's just a big dope. But I really love how like Sonic Forces is after bringing Knuckles' character to be more of a kind of a hard ass, that kind of way. Cause like, he's like the second in command, like of the Resistance. It's like Knuckles is the head honcho, you know, which I just think is really good, because I didn't like the way that they were going with Knuckles being an idiot, because that's never the way his character was supposed to be. Knuckles was supposed to have even more attitude than Sonic did, that kind of way. But I suppose then what happened was they brought in other characters that had attitude, like Shadow. It's like, oh well, if you already have Shadow the Hedgehog, who's supposed to be like a badass, why do you need another badass character like Knuckles, you know, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know why I'm like talking about Sonic Forces and how good it is here at the end of Sonic Mania. I guess we'll have one more part left in us once we get like the 7th Chaos Emerald. Well, one more part where I get the 7th Chaos Emerald and then show off the final level. But for now, I suppose let's just enjoy the credits with this like cool kind of aesthetic. Is what it is. I don't know any other way to describe it. I actually have finished Sonic Forces. And I enjoyed it so much that I would love to LP it sometime. I actually almost feel inclined to LP it really soon, if not straight away, just because, like, and I didn't even expect this, or I didn't know this until, like, I played Sonic Forces. It's actually, technically it is kind of a sequel to Sonic Mania, or they go together, like, even though one's a 2D game and one's a 3D game, story-wise, there are elements that go together, because like that emerald, or that Phantom Ruby that Dr. Robotnik has in this game, like, it's not the Chaos Emerald, it's that like a red gemstone that he stole at the start. Like, we'll see that come back again in the final stage, but that's like the pivotal element of the storyline of Sonic Forces, you know. So I feel like I should like do Sonic Forces as well, especially since it's a game that's not getting enough love at the moment. It's so good, and as I say, it's just as good as Colors, and it's better than Generations. So I think it's a real shame that it's kind of being put through the ringer review wise, you know, because it's like all of those people that reviewed Generations and Colors back in the day, it's like they can't recognize that Forces is just as good, and it's kind of a bit annoying, you know. And even when you see like Sega fan sites and Sega news sites and things like that kind of taking cheap shots at it as well, it's kind of it's just a bit sad. It's like, why can't you just enjoy the game? Because it is enjoyable and it doesn't have any big problems or anything like that, so just enjoy it, you know. That's what I don't get. But yeah, Sonic Mania, what has been a quick and ridiculously fun journey. We're practically at the end of it here. As I say, we only have like one Chaos Emerald left to get in the final stage. Like, that's going to be like, what, a 10-minute video probably, if even. Shame that I couldn't find a secret stage in Titanic Monarch Zone, but that even if there is one, that stage is like such a maze anyway. Like, I love the idea of it, and the music of it is really good. I feel like I didn't talk about that enough while I was in there. Because I was just like being distracted by talking about so many other things. But yeah, even like the name of it, Titanic Monarch Zone, is just so like classic Robotnik. Like, he wants to be the king of the world. Like, he just wants to be a giant king of the universe, you know? So obviously he has the Titanic Monarch Zone is where he has his like his seat of power. And even if you notice it, like the design of it, that's kind of what I wanted to say, is it's not really like a factory or anything like that. It doesn't have that kind of factory kind of style. It has like these flags with his insignia on it and all of this kind of stuff. It's almost just like more like his palace or something like that. It's like the seat of his power more than being like your usual, okay, well, this is my death machine or this is my doomsday machine. Don't like... The game was like trying to go into sleep mode there. You know, because usually like at the end of Sonic games, it's like, oh, you're taking out Dr. Robotnik, you need to destroy his doomsday machine, or you need to destroy his big weapon, you need a monster condom for his magnum dong. But like at the end of this game, it's like, oh well, he already has all the power, he doesn't need a doomsday machine or anything like that. The Titanic Monarch Zone is just the seat of his power. It's just like his palace or his like his house, pretty much, you know? It's like where he rules from, which is such like a different atmosphere compared to most Sonic games where you have like, oh, he's in Scrap Brain Zone because that's his robotic place, or he's like up in, which is like big robot up in like this, up in space because he's going to destroy the world, or he's in the Death Egg, or you know, that kind of way. I just think that's such a cool difference. But yeah, otherwise, what can I say about Sonic Mania? We're going to skip the credits in the next video probably, so I might as well do my little heartfelt talk now. As I've said like on multiple occasions, this game is such like a labour of love and such a love letter to classic Sonic. One thing I would say is, if they do another kind of 2D game in the vein of Sonic Mania, which I don't see why they wouldn't given how successful this was, I really hope that they keep that same heart and soul about it, but I hope that they kind of have the courage and conviction to kind of just to leave the classic stages and the nostalgia and stuff out of the equation. Like that's my one wish, is if they make like another Sonic Mania game, that if they just kind of say, oh well, you know, we made so many cool new stages like Titanic Monarch Zone and Studiopolis and Press Garden and Mirage Saloon, like those stages are like my favorite stages in the game because of how original they are, you know. And it's like, can you please just leave the nostalgia out of the equation and just be proud of making something new, you know? That would be my one wish, because as much as I love that in this game, yeah, try again, we'll have to. See, there he has the Phantom Ruby in his hand, and that's the one Chaos Emerald we don't have. As much as I love the nostalgia in this game, I don't think it would have the same effect a second time around, so... Anyway, I guess that's that for this part of Let's Play Sonic Mania. Join me in the next part where I'll get the 7th and final Chaos Emerald and show off the final stage, so... Yeah, thanks a million for watching, see you next time, bye now.